So y'all removed Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad page. Y'all removed Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad page. And Black people, start educating your kids at home because they really are trying to erase the significance of our people. And I'm trying not to get frustrated. That's just pissed me off. That really just made me mad.
Every single person that had a hand in this man being in office, this is on you. Whether directly or indirectly, I don't give a what the percentage is. If you knew that you had a hand somehow, some way of this man being in office, this is on you. This is why Black people holistically in this country are bowing out of all protests, don't want nothing to do with no freaking allyship or kumbayas. We are done with all of it. And this is why, because we saw this coming from a mile away, specifically Black women. They saw it coming from a mile away. This is why we vote. This is why we vote. And this is why we try to vote for Kamala November 5th.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you my lovelies are watching this from, you're doing all right and God has protected you and preserved you very well. I do appreciate all of you that keep watching, and of course my members, shout out to you guys. You do me great by supporting exclusively. Yes, and as always, we are definitely back with another interesting episode. Now today's episode, guys, it's quite hard for me, and I know it is gonna be the same thing for so many Black people that revere and respect Black history, and also considering how this administration has been putting so much effort in downplaying and literally replacing or erasing Black history. Now in today's we'll be reacting at Harriet Tubman's. That's exactly what they are trying to do. They are trying to whitewash her and replacing the facts that were on her page, right, about the railroad and slavery. They're actually trying to downplay it, and they're trying to really bring it out as if there was a cooperation between Black people and white people, and this slavery looked like a business, like, and all of them, like, white people was actually trying to help Black people stop this, which was the opposite. So the whole page of how things were taken down, and they replaced it with so much junk. So I found a lot of clips on TikTok of Black people reacting, and I decided to dig down to bring more reactions. But I want us to watch all these reactions and different opinions of our people. We'll come back and talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're landing on here for your very first time, and let me know what you think about this very episode.
So y'all removed Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad page. Y'all removed Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad page. I'm sorry. Don't them two go hand in hand? That's like peanut butter and jelly. That's like motherfucking salt and pepper. There is no Underground Railroad reference without Harriet Tubman. This is what the original page looked like. What was the Underground Railroad? And under it, it said, I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years. And I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost passage. Harriet Tubman, 1896. This is what it looks like now. There is no mention of Harriet Tubman whatsoever. It says the U.S. Postal Service Underground Railroad. It talks about the stamp. It says the Underground Railroad flourished from the end of the 18th century to the Civil War, was one of the most significant expressions of American civil rights movement during the evolution of over more than 3 American? Where the fuck is African American? Black people, start educating your kids at home because they really are trying to erase the significance of our people. And I'm trying not to get frustrated. That's just pissed me off. That really just made me mad. That just made me mad. And I see a lot of shit that they're doing, but it's becoming like, for real? Like, that woman is instrumental in our freedom. That is one of the bravest women I have ever read about. And y'all just took her out like that. Y'all removed her like that. That just pissed me off. And I know I'm not supposed to be mad. And I know we're supposed to be resting, but it's still like, I don't want it to act like it doesn't hurt seeing that. I don't want it to act like it does not hurt seeing them try to erase our people and our culture from this country like we don't fucking exist.
Every single person that had a hand in this man being in office, this is on you. Whether directly or indirectly, I don't give a damn what the percentage is. If you knew that you had a hand somehow, some way of this man being in office, this is on you. This is why black people holistically in this country are bowing out of all protests, don't want nothing to do with no freaking allyship or kumbayas. We are done with all of it. And this is why, because we saw this coming from a mile away, specifically black women. They saw it coming from a mile away. This is why we vote. This is why we vote. And this is why we try to vote for Kamala November 5th, to prevent ish like this from happening. And now look, they're trying to whitewash Harriet Tubman. If that is not the most white supremacist thing I've ever seen. A white Trump supporter, I mean, I'm not surprised that they would vote for this man and they would advocate for this, of course, because they're white and they're Trump supporters. They don't care about black people. They hate us. But if you're a person of color and you voted for that man or didn't vote for Kamala, why? Why are you okay with this? Why is this okay with you? Disrespecting Harriet Tubman like that is crazy work.
Okay, so the National Park Service is trying to erase Harriet Tubman. Is part of one of the biggest problems we have right now is them trying to act like slavery didn't exist, that everything started as equal, there's no problems, and just they're doing it in plain sight right now, right in front of our faces. And the fact that we continue to try not to address it and erase it from websites and pages, it's just going to make things worse and make it worse and make it more of a problem. So clearly DEI is directed at black people. And it's just like, why would you even do that? Why would you even go for the website? How serious is that? Okay, people need to know the history. People need to know American history. That's why America has problems now, because we're just trying to act like it never happened. Okay? If you and your girlfriend went through a tumultuous time and you act like it never happened and you never address those issues, it's going to keep coming up and you just can't keep erasing it, right? Eventually it's going to bubble up to the top and there's going to be a race war. Okay? Or there's going to be people doing hate crimes for no reason. There's going to be people who think they deserve things for no reason. And there's going to be people not getting a fair shot for no reason because nobody wants to talk about history.
Hey, I don't know if y'all know this, but the National Park Service website, those motherfuckers deleted the original information that was on there about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. You know, there was a whole quote about her saying, you know, I was a conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, you know, and they changed it and added information about how white people helped. They changed it from it being a spotlight on Harriet Tubman to how white people helped Harriet Tubman. Not everything's about race, though, am I right?
So yeah, the National Park Service doing Trump work now. You know how we always be saying white people love to whitewash or clean up the history to put them in a better light. So on the National Park Service page on what is the Underground Railroad, at the top here, all the way up at the top with the red, you had Harriet Tubman. That's what it took you to, her quotes talking about the enslaved people and everything. They decided after Trump DEI stuff to redo the page. So everything in red, even the picture, was erased. Now, everything at the bottom in green was added. The only thing left was to end the Civil War. That was from the original page. Now, and then they softened the language on slavery to make it seem like it was some kumbaya between black people and white people to freedom and liberation and all this other bullshit to make them seem like saviors and all this shit. Because their feelings get hurt when they think about the past and the atrocities that were put on black people by the hands of their people. So, yeah. Teach your kids African American history, y'all. We know the truth. We'll always know the truth. Railroad page. I'm sorry. Don't them two go hand in hand?
And more effort from the Trump administration to infuriate and try to incite us to riot. They have, of course, removed Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad page. You can go back, watch that video, watch any video. Dear sister has the right to be upset, but I want us to hold that frustration and turn it into some type of positive energy, because we don't need them to tell our stories. They never told our stories the right way anyway. And every time they make a move, we should be ready with the counter move. We have plenty of designers, web designers, coders, historians, archaeologists that can be recreating these websites. You take it down from the National Archives, okay. We go and recreate it and make it available to the public. They don't control the internet. They just control how they want the story to be told. And we know that this is what they were going to do. We should not be surprised. We should be moving counter and to what they're going to be doing. Like, we should be prepared, because they are who they say they are. We should not be shocked by that.
So I admit that I didn't eat very many of my chips from earlier today, and so I opened up this one upside down. I wasn't planning on doing a chips and Chadwick, but I was scrolling through Facebook here after school has ended and was just shocked to see that some national organizations, part of the federal government, are erasing any references to Harriet Tubman. And she was my hero when I was a kid. I read a book about her probably 6-7 times when I was in elementary school. I just thought she was so amazing and so strong. And I can still vividly remember some of the stories about her. I just want to say, please do not erase the history of the people who are so important to America.
The National Park Service has quietly removed a large image of Harriet Tubman and one of her famous quotes from its webpage about the Underground Railroad. These changes happened allegedly during the President Trump administration and were first noticed by comparing old and new versions of the page on the Wayback Machine. Previously, the page opened with Harriet Tubman recognized as the Underground Railroad's most iconic conductor, who led dozens of enslaved people to freedom. But now, her image has been replaced by a set of 5 commemorative stamps featuring Tubman alongside other historical figures like Frederick Douglass and William Still. The new visuals emphasize black and white cooperation, while Tubman's individual contributions are less prominent. Social media has pointed out even further that the word slavery doesn't appear until the 3rd paragraph, and references to the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, which played a huge role in the rise of the Underground Railroad, have been completely erased. Instead, the page begins by highlighting broad American ideals like liberty and freedom. Historians or scholars are pushing back, and Ferdwis Bordwich, an expert on the Underground Railroad, called the update offensive and absurd, saying it oversimplifies complex history. Professor Janelle Hobson called Tubman America's greatest liberator and urged the Park Service to tell the truth. The National Park Service responded by saying a few edits don't erase their commitment to honest storytelling, and pointed to national parks that honor Harriet Tubman. But the question remains, what are your thoughts on social media pointing out the alleged minimization of Harriet Tubman?
You can't whitewash black history. By now, y'all should know that. Y'all's president got y'all feeling very comfortable, but it's not going to work. If you think you're going to be able to wipe something out of history, it'll never happen, because if you have to go back and wipe out your own damn history that you've lied about. Which is why you don't include the real reason y'all are here and the real reason you got here, because you don't want to put your children on game about how corrupt you are and how much of a thief you are. So until you want to tell your story, stop altering ours. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess the Treasurer's Office or whoever saying that they're having to delay putting out the $20 bill with Harriet Tubman's face on it, even though paper money is vastly, quickly going out of style. They trying to put her face on the money. My thing, I don't know, who did y'all ask to say that this was something that we wanted? I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't remember us having no meeting. They ain't bring it up at church, nothing. Who did y'all ask to say, hey man, we think it's a good idea to put Harriet Tubman on some money and everybody gonna be cool with that? No. The one thing we tired of is all the symbolism. Just, hey, man. Come on, man. Black folk we ask y'all for one thing. Justice. Here y'all go. We gonna make Juneteenth a national holiday. Didn't nobody ask you to do that. Ain't nobody asked you to do that. Somebody say something about redlining, you know what I mean? We gonna put Harriet Tubman on 20. Ain't nobody asked you to put no Harriet Tubman on no $20 bill. Who asked you to do that? No. Nobody asked y'all to do that. Y'all just do everything except what somebody asked you to do. Somebody asked you, fix the roof. We gonna change the carpet. Then nobody asked you to change the damn carpet.
It's giving erasure. It's giving whitewashing. It's giving Trump's America. It's giving, oh, we see exactly what you're doing. And most importantly, it's giving news. The National Park Service just scrubbed Harriet Tubman from their Underground Railroad webpage. Yes, the one and only Harriet Tubman. Her face used to be front and center. She had a bold quote which outlined her heroic legacy, but now all of it is completely gone. Instead, they swapped her out for a stamped collage and a vague blurb about black and white cooperation. No mention of the word enslavement. No mention of Fugitive Slave Act. There's no truth, and it's not random. It's really on purpose. It's Trump's culture war in action. Let's not forget, Trump is the one who gutted DEI and told agencies to stop talking about systemic racism. Now that he's back in office, erasure is his main policy here. Harriet Tubman did not just cooperate. She risked her life to free our ancestors. And they're trying to delete her from history like she was a footnote? So let me ask you this. If the Underground Railroad doesn't center around Harriet Tubman, who does it center around then? And who benefits when our stories are softened, sanitized, and scrubbed from national memory? It's giving censorship. It's giving dog whistle policy. It's giving news. Don't scroll, drop a comment. If you see the pattern, share this if you're tired of this gaslighting we oftentimes endure. But we're not going outside. Thank you.
I'm convinced that when Harriet Tubman did the whole Underground Railroad, she left some of y'all ancestors behind, and y'all been mad ever since. Like, the ancestors was mad ever since, and that's why some of y'all act the way that y'all act. And if y'all know what I'm talking about. The black people that act the way that they act, you know what I'm talking about. Like the Byron, I think his name is Byron, he's a senator, and then that other black boy that got beat up at the Trump rally. I was like, you know what? There's a reason they act like this. Harriet left their ancestors behind because of the way that they act. And so they've been mad ever since because she said she won't take y'all with them. So while my ancestors, because I know for a fact my ancestors went. So while my ancestors went with Harriet and them, y'all ancestors had to wait until slavery was over. And y'all held that grudge because she was like, oh, since she ain't taking us, we're going to get them back. We're going to get them back. We finna ride with Massa and them. And we finna go snitch. And we finna go do everything possible. And we finna ride to the death with them. And I think that's what's going on right now. Like, am I making any sense? Do people know? Like, do y'all know what I'm talking about? Or am I just rambling?
Yes, I heard the news. Recently, the National Park Service updated the Underground Railroad page of its website and removed any references to Harriet Tubman. When asked about it, members of the Trump administration declared that this Harriet person needs to identify with how she was at birth, stating, is she a woman or is she a tough man? She gotta pick one. Merc! What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments.
Why are they trying to erase black history? I'm not sure what's going on in this world. Black is a part of this world and black will always be a part of this world. Stop trying to erase black.
There is no Underground Railroad reference without Harriet Tubman.
I don't normally do this, and I haven't done this in a long time, and I don't speak about stuff. But, it's gotta be said. Like, y'all need to listen to what she's saying, but go check her video out. But, well, I don't get it. Like, I grew up where my grandparents, my great aunts and uncles, and they informed me of history. Like,
we supposed to tell each other history. We shouldn't have to depend on them to tell it, because it's always going to be whitewashed anyway, no matter how you want to put it. But I recall some years back, not that many years back, but some years I can't even tell you, but I recall when they was telling everyone to take down all of the white slave owners, the one who had slaves and all of them, telling them to take down theirs. So, what's good for the goose, what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. That's the way I was raised and taught. Like, if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to others. All history is history, whether good or bad. Even the life that you live is good or bad or ugly, whichever way. It's your history. It's your life. It should be told just like anyone life or anyone family life. Like, we choose not to speak to our children and allow school to teach our children. I mean, there's certain things I don't argue and fight with. And, we do kind of need to stop putting out all of this bad stuff. It's making a lot of people angry, frustrated, stirring up stuff that need to die away. If you look at society, it kind of haven't. Now, we're going to flip this, because I want to tell you that's one side of me that feels this way. Now, here's the other side of me that feels this way. The other side of me feel this way is that I believe Trump is mad because he hung out with all the black people all the time. Ever since all his white friends and all the rich people turned their back on him, he ran over to the black side and hung out with all the blacks. So he thought he'd get in the office and all the blacks was going to be rooting for him and riding for him. And during this election, he seen that none of them was there for him, and he having a hissy fit. I don't know. He's saying that the rich got his back. Yeah, they got his back because they know Trump is easily to be influenced, to be manipulated. When you don't have no sense, you fall for anything. And that's what Trump is, he don't know which way to go, and he just want to be liked, And I don't think nobody even noticed about Trump. This off the subject, but I don't think nobody noticed about Trump. But he went from being orange, having orange hair and a bad tan that made him look like the sun was busting his skin apart. I think he kept trying to get his skin to be a little darker so he could fit in with the blacks, but it didn't work, with his hair texture. Like, he tried to go get a brown texture and it turned orange. He tried to get a dark skin tan and he ended up getting red. He wanted to be on the black side because he seen that the blacks was acceptance to him. We was really shocked to see, and I'm just speaking, a lot of blacks was shocked that here's someone in the rich category actually down here with us. We was shocked. So yeah, we gonna root you in. I mean, we rooted y'all in the beginning when y'all came to the land, right? And y'all took the land from us. Like somebody asked me before, say, why you bring up stuff like that and speak about that? Like, y'all are evil. Like, how are we evil? We very nice. Black people are very nice, And that's how we wind up getting taken over, because we so helpful. But I don't think y'all know about the tribe of the, what do they call, just look it up. It's Salam or something. I can't even remember, but it's a the first tribe that left Africa that went to India. Now, I know that's to be the truth because I study history, and it said in history that the people left the land. And the first land that the African people land on was India. So this tribe over there, they are protected. Nobody, and excuse me for that, nobody could actually go over to that land because, you know, they are protected and they are black. They are fearful because they kill everyone that comes to that land. Only a few people went to that land and survived. But the rest of them, as soon as they go, boop, they dead. They ain't playing that. They still healthy, strong, and everything. Still eat the way it was. You know, the problem with us, we don't talk about history. We talk about what Jane, John, and Jill did, or we might talk about what little Pookie and Ray Ray and all of them did. What about the past? You gotta speak about the past in order to survive the future. It's not about being woke, because the true woke, none of us will be here. When everyone honestly wake up and honor who God is and stop chasing after this mighty bill dollar. Do everything that God said. That's the true woke. The rest ain't woke. Y'all just waking up. The woke is respecting God. Now, back to this subject again. Teach the history. And yes, I be all over the place. I got ADHD. That's why I don't even get on here to talk. That's why I enjoy doing my business. I be all over the place. But it's always on the same subject. Because y'all sitting here worried about them taking down something. Start telling the people. Start telling your children, tell your grandchildren, tell your great-grandchildren. Y'all stopping from doing what was passed down by years. We would have not known none of this beforehand if it wasn't for them talking. Open your mouth and teach them children. God said train them children up in the way that they should go. Y'all not doing. Y'all training them up just the way that they training them in school. How to go out here and make this money and give it back to them. Teach these children right. Y'all know the truth. And y'all know I ain't lying. And that's why I got on here to say now all the other stuff in the middle, just a little jabber. Y'all just understand that's me. Okay? All right. Y'all enjoy your day. But teach them children. If you made it this far, you would know what I'm telling you. Honor God. And that's when you're going to wake up. Follow his way and not this land way. Because God don't have no love for this world. And nothing in this world he will love. So you love him stronger than you love yourself. And you'll find out which way you're going to go. You're going to wake up for real.
Again, I would definitely want to hear what your opinions are on this. What do you think? And on the reactions of our people and what is going to be done, to stop this man. Because at this point, I feel like he knows for sure that black people are not going to maybe go out and march, but then he's going to touch where it hurts the most, which is the black history, the resilience of black people, the achievers and the people that built the black community to where it is today. The people like Harriet Tubman, she's not just special to you Americans or black Americans. She is special to me. She touched my life in ways that I cannot even explain. Guys, hear me out. Like, I got to know about this lady, I think about 2 years ago. I watched a movie called Harriet, and I had to talk to one of my friends, Black American, and I'm like, I watched this movie, but, this is what happened. I'm trying to really educate myself on these things so that I don't sound ignorant, but also that I can be able to inform more other people on the continent, and of course those that are in the diaspora that have no idea about some of these things, right? And her courage, her resilience, her commitment, her kindness, like her tough spirit, unbreakable spirit, amidst all of these things, and she was just so committed to saving her people, saving as many as she could. That touched me, right? So I feel like Trump is trying. He knows that he's been provoking Black people, and Black people have not been giving a reaction. Of course, there are speculations that he's waiting for Black people to react so that he enacts the martial law, right? And in my heart, I'm like, what did Black people do to you or to your ancestors to deserve this? Like, really? If you could see in the reaction, somehow the tears was just flowing out of my eyes, because you have to carry just so much hate in your heart to go after the things that Black people cherish. You have tried to break their backs by oppressing them still, denying them equal opportunities. You are taking away DEI. You are dealing with stuff like the academies in the army. You don't want Black people in there anymore. Like literally everything. You are coming for Black culture. You are coming for them. And they still decided, and they're like, you know what, we are not hitting the streets. And this man is not stopping at this. He's going after everything dear to Black people. Now, the thing is, of course, there are even those that voted for him and they are Black, 8 or something %, right? And I'm wondering, how do they feel? And how can they defend this? How can they not speak when wherever they are, it's because of these people, the pioneers of civil rights, the pioneers, the anti-slavery people, the lady like her that, spearheaded freeing so many enslaved people. She was only a woman, but she didn't even allow being a woman hinder her. That's where Black women get all that resilience from, looking at someone like that. It keeps them going. I thought these are supposed to be heroes. Who is touching the heroes in the so-called palm-colored community? And to be honest, most of the so-called heroes in the palm-colored community, majority of them, what they did was commit a genocide on Black people. And, to be honest, at this point, he's going after everything dear, just everything dear to the Black community. And he's not about to stop. But I feel like the Black community is also more aware, and which is very, very exciting to know that they are more aware that he's coming after them in ways like the strategies he's using. They touch where it hurts the most, right? And I think it's time. I know probably Black people are not going to maybe hit the streets, but the silent, protests have been working, and I think that's exactly why he keeps taunting them and, just provoking them. But I also feel like that, Black people on the internet, we should use our voices. I bring these clips, right, to create more awareness, and those that don't know, just in case they didn't know, so that they know and they talk to their brothers and sisters. And again, I think this is time for our people to really just, teach their children. Just know this history, give it just a few, years. If it is not taught, just like in the beginning of the times, if it is not taught to the people, if it's not taught to the children, it might be very hard for this to be kept. I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section. This is sad. Like, seriously. Yeah. I think from me, that's it. I want you to let me know what you think as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, until then, my name is Gracie and I love all of you. Keep educating, keep spreading awareness, and keep loving your own and look after them. I love you all and bye.